Welcome. This is BRL Tier 2. I am your host, Wrathful. I am here with Biwo as per usual. How are you doing today, Biwo?
I'm doing lovely on this Saturday evening. The cold front come through, so it's nice rather than that. And so far, the conditions at Spa look nice.
So far, so good. We did have some wet in Tier 3 and Tier 4, but looks like we already have a few drivers looking to get some provisional laps out.
Yep. Well, with Spa being such a long track, we have plenty of time to do this. Veyron leads the championship after 6 races with 97 points. Boss Cookies P2 with 62 points. He trails 35 points. P3 is Heatwave with 43 points. P4 is Drix with 40. FinFans P5 with 39. Manico, our last week's winner, is P6 with 38. Zach the Beast is P7 with 33 points. He's tied with Mozzie with 33 points as well. So that's Mozzie P8. Pelness is P9 with 30. And Hey Katra is P10 with 27 points. So from P3 to P10 is separated by 16 points. Going to the constructors, Mercedes leads with 121 points. AlphaTauri's P2, 26 points back with 95 points. Alpine's P3 with 69 points. Red Bull's P4, 1 point back from Alpine with 68 points. Williams P5 of 65 points. So they're 4 points back from Alpine for P3. Ferrari is P6 with 46 points. Alfa Romeo is P7 with 41. McLaren's P8 with 16. They're tied with Haas actually with 16 as well. And then P10 is Aston Martin with 12 points. So that's our championship recap, as looks like we're getting some guys on their outlaps.
Few drivers on their outlaps. Drix is the first one that might be able to set down a time as long as he doesn't invalidate in his lap. Hopefully the guys coming out of the pits get out of the way of the hot laps so the other drivers coming through. But should be getting it started for us here.
Well, if there's any good news, this track is the longest track in the Formula One circuit, so you shouldn't have a problem finding a gap. The problem is, unless you invalidate, you might only get 2 cracks at it. Most likely 2 cracks at it. I mean, so you got to make them count.
Or 3 if you really push those out laps, but I don't think that's really optimal. So,
I mean, if you think, what, an out lap, do your lap, in lap, okay, let's just round it up. That's probably, what, 5 minutes and 30 seconds? So, not
like
a
you
lot
can
of time.
just barely squeeze in 3 if you really hustle, but that's about it.
Yeah, I experienced a couple of seasons ago with a driver. We actually did 3 attempts, but that's because the 2 previous ones were invalidated. So it can be done, but not a lot of wiggle room. As wait, what is it? Walking Chaos about to begin? No, it's Strix actually.
Trix is still on his way through to finish. I'm not sure who that is behind him. Is that Miniko or is that I guess it is Miniko behind. Trix doing okay so far. Provisional times are obviously going to be purple. So I'm curious what he sets coming down to the line. It's the only real way for us to tell so far. Got a driver getting out of the way for him. Coming into the bus stop chicane, which is nice.
Yeah, it looks like with Nico and Slayer, the only ones that are on the medium compound, everyone else on the soft. So we'll see if that's Maniko gonna set that time and just be one and done, or go again,
It's a
Maniko.
44.8 though. Not bad for the mediums. I think he wants a little bit more, but he can with another run. Who else would be next? Voj, I think, was coming down. No, it's his teammate, Slayer. He's invalidated.
So it'll be interesting. I bet he comes into pits, being the fact that you're just gonna waste time. And no, actually no, he's actually gonna finish this lap. So at least he gets a reference point on the board. Cam P2, 3/10 off.
Probably could find a little bit more. Track development still is there. That's Ardell moving his way up. He's got a 42.9. So pretty good for him.
That's
Chaos making his way through.
yeah, it's so good for Ferrari. We've only had 4 set times, but they occupied P1 and P3. Speaking of the championship battle in a way, I mean, with Heatwave not here tonight, we could potentially see someone occupy P3, move up in the championship. So Veyron, he's on that. His worst finish is 4th in 6 races. We'll see if Boss Cookie can be able to close that gap, but that battle for P3 is going to be interesting throughout the rest of the season.
It's going to be an interesting fight, especially if someone has a DNF, an early wing replacement with no safety car, which throws them out of the order. All those kinds of situations can really mix it up, so.
At 22 laps. Eee. Boss Cookie going through first DRS straight. Who else is on? Marty's on the out map. Let's see, who would be the next one to do a lap? Ardell? I think Boss Cookie's the only one that's actually on a lap. He's through Sector 2, and there he is.
Oh, gets a little bit more curb. Slamming the brakes will put him into the wall, but he didn't have much of an option, trying to save the car as much as he could. Hopefully he didn't do any other kind of damage, and it's just some scrub tires, and they're overheated though, so that's gonna be a problem. But he'll be able to recover the car and get back out there.
Yeah, they have to nurse it back. I think the only thing he's really got to worry about is Mean Fern behind him on a lap, but I think Boss Cookie will be well off back to the pit lane before Mean Fern catches him. See what Mean Fern can do. I believe he's going to be the next one to set a lap, barring if he hopefully doesn't invalidate.
Hopefully he does not invalidate. Doing well so far. Near the end of the lap, only has the bus stop chicane left to do.
Ooh,
a little bit deep there.
Goes to the line.
It's going to be P4 for now, and that's literally just the smallest fraction off of Ardell. That's going to keep Ardell in 3rd there, so.
Interesting enough, he didn't keep it straight going into the line as Toneless has retired. Where is that at? That in the pit lane?
No, I think that was at the end of the sector.
Let's see, where's
of end of sector 2 into sector 3 there. It hits a wall, I guess, over going for it. Rear tire off. Shamrock has to avoid it on his outlap. It might be a visual distraction for some drivers.
It would be for a minute. Saw kind of a look of it. If maybe he ran wide, got in the gravel, and kind of once you do that, it's over at that point. We saw a handful of people retire there last season in that same corner. It's a tricky corner a little bit because if you don't get the apex right and you drift off, there's not a lot of room. But if you hit the gravel, it either destroy your lap or just do what happened to Toneless right there.
Yes, Catra moves herself up into P4, so that's not so bad for her.
Got Miniko on the set of softs. Matches first sector. Oh, so far for your poll, Drix is leading it right now.
Drix is definitely leading for the pole. See what Cam has. Boss, no, it's Mean Fern into the pit. So yeah, it's Cam on his outlap. Walking chaos on a lap. Lots of drivers in a mix of a lap and whatnot. So let's see. Veyron on an out lap. I think he's got Ardell on an out lap behind him, but they do have Mozzie coming in behind.
So far through Sector 2, Manico is 2 seconds faster than his first time, which was set on the medium compound. So get a look at the differences between the tire compounds and the different levels of grip that both have. Here he comes to the line, and he jumps to P3, a little under 6/10 off.
Yeah, it's not a bad time. 42.7. Mozzie hit a 43.4. Got Slayer and FinFan with a 42.8. So let's see. Is that Boje into the pits? And Walking Chaos to finish the time.
And one thing I've noticed, I've watched Manico and then I've watched Ardell now. He's on a lap. I don't think Ardell set a previous time, but Manico's first sector between the mediums and softs are pretty close. So it's really in Sector 2, Sector 3 is where you will gain the most time between the various compounds. Let's see what Ardell has for us in Sector 2.
Yeah, Zach's at a
Oh, who's that spun off?
43.1, so there is that.
One of the Mercedes is spun off as Ardell's about a 10th quicker.
Yeah, he's got Cam ahead, who's also putting down a time. Is that Veyron that spun? Because he hadn't had a time yet, so maybe he'll...
I don't know if he's spun. I just saw a car kind of off in the distance. I don't know if he's had an issue or if he was just getting out of the way. We'll find out in a minute.
Cam into the pits. He doesn't like that lap. Ardell going for it. What has he got? That's an improvement. It's going to be a 42.8, but not enough to beat FinFan out, but it's going to make him a little bit safer at the top.
Boss Cookie coming to the last chicane. He's still validated, so he'll set this time. Oh,
And it's going to be a 42.4. 3/10 off Drix, but good time. Up to P2.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. He's gonna have to kind of hurry up and get back to the pits if he wants to have another go.
Fern lining up an out lap. I believe Zach has done his lap and going into the pits behind. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he dives in. Let's see. Veyron did pit. Here comes Walking Chaos. He's on the medium compound, but he invalidated.
He's coming into the pits. He'll be into the pits, I'm sure.
I tell you, that's actually not a bad lap. 8/10 off pole on the medium compound. So, barring with the time remaining, I don't know if he'll go back out again. He doesn't have a lot of time.
There's enough time for one more lap.
Yeah,
these guys will have to get out
true.
fairly soon, but
Math is not my strong suit. I forgot that. Yeah, he can basically cross with 1 second remaining and be okay.
well, I would still get out with at least 2:30, so you have enough time to do your out lap slow enough for a 1 minute 42 to 43 lap, right? So.
Boje.
Sure, some of them will start popping out in the next 30 seconds or so, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Boje going through El Rouge. That's Rowdy on. I don't care. He's not set a time yet, so we don't have a reference. As Drunken Shamrock has retired, I believe that's in the pit lane. We don't have a car stopped.
Yes. Maybe he just wants to have the fresh tires going into the race, which is understandable.
Well, I don't know if he went out or not, but well, I can take a look at that. Let's take a look. Oh, he actually didn't go on the track, so maybe he did he Maybe he's just decided not to have it go in qualifying. Looks like, yep, Walking Chaos is about to leave the pits. He will go out for his final attempt. Let's see what Boje puts on the board. So far, it's not invalid. He's not invalidated. So let's see. P10.
43.4, not bad. Put some P10 for now. Well, a few drivers are all on their outlaps, so.
Yeah, Feyron's leaving the pits now. Trying to see who is that. I believe that's Meanfern that just left the pits. Yes, it was. So.
Meanfern, yeah, definitely wants to try and get one more run out there.
Well, they're not going to have a lot of, let's just say, they're kind of under the gun. They're going to cut it kind of close.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick outlap, but
Very quick.
They can still do it.
Boss Cookie on his outlap. Is that Ardell behind him? No, they're both on their outlap, so they're both getting organized in Sector 2 of who wants to be where.
Yeah, I believe it's Zach, then Mozzie, then Cam. And it looks like the two other blues I'll have to figure out in a moment.
Kind of watching where Mean Fern and
Might be Minico and Catch are trying to do a tow.
every time I see a car leave El Rouge and go down this long backstretch, I can't help but think of Schumacher versus Hackett in 2000. And then also Mark Webber versus Fernando Alonso in 2011.
Good battles. I'm wondering how much of a battle we'll have here today, though. Zach's up 5/10. That would put him very strong up the order. He's getting a bit of a pull from Mean Fern. Still got that traffic in his way.
Yep, Mean Fern gets out of the way. Let's see what this does for Zach.
Was that maybe just enough? It is just a hedge ahead of his teammate. See what Mozzie was able to do. Mozzie invalidated, so we'll have to go back to Cam. Mozzie has time for another lap, so he's probably reloaded to go again.
Well, now...
And he just got the line, so Mozzie does get a chance to go again, so... And that's it for Cam.
Yep, through Sector 1, Boss Cookie is equal. Let's see. Zach DeVries, he's done. Nico's 2/10 up. Half a sec. Wow.
And he goes P2. Catcher moves up to P5, so good improvements all around. Let's see who else. Slayer on his run. Don't think he's improving on his lap, unfortunately, so that should be the end of his quali. Maybe just trying to get out of top 10 so we can get that free set. He's looking for strategy at this point.
Boss Cookie's about 2/10 improvement, so if he can find another 10th, he might have a shot for pole here. Just has to keep...
Walken coming down over the line. Walken's got a time, though. That's a 41.8 on the softs from Walken after jumping off of the mediums onto the softs. What does Boss Cookie have, though? Because Boss Cookie's still improving. And that's a big improvement from him, so that's going to put him P2.
Yeah.
42.1.
If it wasn't for Chaos's really, really fantastic lap, that would have put Boss Cookie on the pole. And
Bayron moves up to P7, so it splits Katra and Zach. So good from him to get a time out onto the board. Mean Fern finishes.
I believe Mozzie's going to be the last one. There he goes. P11.
P11 for him. Ardell moved down a bit, but
That'll do it.
that'll pretty much do it, yeah.
So,
Walking Chaos with a big time at the end.
so what was our poll? Who was on it?
Well, Walking Chaos was definitely not on our poll, but we had Drix, we had Boss Cookie, we had Cam, we had someone for other, so we'll have to go with that. But what a time!
Very much improved.
41-8.
Yeah, very much improvement for Walking Chaos. I believe that's his first poll of the year. He will be joins Cam. He will join Danny Rake. He'll join Drix and Heatwave, who've all scored polls so far in the beginning or in season 8. That tier 2 words.
Yeah, another one to score pole. Boss Cookie not quite able to muscle it out this time around, but puts himself on the front row, so maybe he can weasel himself into the lead early and run away. Maybe with Cam being a little bit back, maybe with some traffic, it'll slow him up, and it'll be harder for him to get back up to Boss Cookie. Who knows? It could be a big deal. Lots of points are at play here.
Lots, yes, indeed. Let's get the lobby sets, get the countdown. No, we're Boss Cookie's starting. Where's Veyron starting?
Veyron's finished P7 after getting a lap in late. So he moved up a bit. Although he is the leading driver of the championship. Hasn't done well in quali, but he kind of makes the most of the chaos, the maestro of mayhem, as it were. I don't know what to call it.
Well, I will say this. His average qualifying position going into this race was 10.2, but his average race position's 2.8. So it's an average gain of 7.3. It is the biggest margin in this tier. Second is, give me a second, well, Drunken Shamrock actually with 6.7. So, and Shamrock's starting 16th, so all he can do is go up from here. So
That's true. Drunken Shamrock could make up some good positions. Maybe their idea was starting on that medium to do what they wanted to do, and they knew that they wanted to hold on to their tires, so
interesting enough, P11 to P16, all on mediums except Meanfern and the Red Bull. And P14, he's on softs.
it's the gamble. We'll have to see if the medium runners gamble makes it. I don't know if there's any wet forecast. We did have wet in the other races, but this one could be all dry.
Well,
And if it is, wouldn't it be great for an early safety car for these soft runners to get off of them? Like I think that's what they're thinking.
well, if Titan is in the chat or watching, I hope he is. Give me weather report. It looks dry, looks sunny.
Well,
Now,
he is not in the race, so I don't know what to tell you.
he might be engineering Alpine. I know he has in the past. I think that was him. Yeah. I should have asked for the weather report earlier. That was my bad. Oops.
Well, it's okay to have a little bit of a mystery to it. It's not like we would know until we start seeing some clouds roll in anyhow, right? So,
Well, I mean, let's say we get one of those kind of wacky rain races. This lap is so long, it could literally be kind of raining in sector 1, but by the time you come to complete your lap, it can be completely dumping. So, things can change here pretty quickly. And just got the word, it's dry.
a dry race for Tier 2. We shall see what this does as we try to line up with our grid.
Clean formation lap, no one got disqualified, so no one don't have to worry about guys on cold tires. And 4
5 red lights. And away we go. Everyone gets a pretty decent start.
Ooh, Chaos covers off Boss Cookie. Going in turn 1. Oh, looked like that was some contact between Drix and Boss Cookie. Don't know. Boss Cookie runs wide. as they head down to El Rouge. And well, that's kind of clean so far.
It is a whole fight up at the front.
Yeah, Chaos is trying to break the trap. Boss Cookie lost out a little bit. Oh!
Oh!
Drix and Cam have spun.
I don't know if that was contact or maybe Drix just had a spin and took Cam with him, but that's going to sight them right to the back of the grid.
I saw the tail end of that. I want to say you're right, that maybe Drix spun and Cam had nowhere to go. I don't see any damage on Cam's car, but...
Mighty just had to slow up to avoid it. Somehow, maybe he's avoided contact and just had to give up all of his pace because of avoiding Drix. So maybe he's able to work his way back through, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we will indeed. He's still staying relatively with this pack, so, I mean, if he had wing damage, I know he's on the soft compound versus the medium, but he wouldn't probably be struggling right now. Drix, unfortunately, he's going to be hoping and praying for a safety car, as he has no front wing.
Yeah, Drix is pretty wounded. He needs a safety car to come back, but maybe the hard run, he can catch up with some good pace. Watkins going to set that provisional time so far.
Yep, Cam does come into the pits, so he does have some damage indeed.
Oh, did Boss Cookie just disconnect? Or is he still with us? It looks like he's got a red X for me, so... I don't know if he's there or not. Lots of fights going on. Toneless gonna... Catra's left the session.
Oh.
Catra's the host. That's not good.
No, let's see what I can...
Hopefully that doesn't cause the lobby restart. That might be great for Cam and Drix, but hopefully we can get Catra back in here.
I didn't see.
All is well.
I didn't see the dreaded lobby changing or lobby host changing. Trying to find Boss Cookie real quick, just in case if he did. No, I don't have. Okay.
But yeah, Slayer's lost his wing now too. So a few drivers already kind of down and out. That could play out for Cam, but a lot's going to have to happen for a few drivers.
Now Cam goes to medium compound.
Zach gets through Boss Cookie, but that might have been as Boss Cookie was getting back into his seat, as it were, but he's got Veyron right behind.
Let's see something here. Hey, Catcher has rejoined. That's good. I think Boss Cookie's back in the lobby.
Boss Cookie has left the session, from what I've been told.
Yeah,
not good.
I jinxed him.
Yeah, that was a commentator curse if I ever saw it. But Ardell's gonna work his way through, starting from a little bit farther back than I think he wanted, but doing very well so far amidst all the other drama that's been going on through the grid. Ozzy doing well, Catra trying to get back into her seat, Boss Cookie falling down due to not being in his seat, so FinFan's going to grab that position.
Yep, DRS is now enabled. Manico's still within Walking Chaos's DRS, as these two have 3.5 seconds, give or take, up the road.
They do have a bit of a gap to Zach, but Zach is building his own gap to Veyron, so... maybe Zach will be into his own little no man's land of save for P3. We'll have to see.
Yeah, Ardell's... So it's Veyron. Theoretically, he's got the DRS train as he's 1.4. Veyron's up, what, 3 spots?
Veyron is up a lot of spots. Yes, he's up 3 right now.
Yep,
but could get more. Yeah. Drunken Shamrock from the back is up 8, so
well,
you know, there is that.
So yeah, it looks like Chaos starting to open up a little bit of a gap towards Manico. Manico's a little bit less than chaos. Zach the Beast. I don't really have intervals. There we go.
Yeah, Watkins sets another fastest lap. He's trying everything to run away from Minico. He does have a good amount of battery. Minico's got a good amount of battery, so both of them been reserving. Zach's been trying to dump to stay away. I don't blame him. He wants to stay away from this back group. He does not want to give them DRS.
Yeah, he kind of just wants to... His gap to Minico is roughly stayed the same, but yeah, as Ardell gets by Veyron, moves himself to P4.
Good overtake. Ardell's setting up a purple sector, though, with that DRS, so Ardell's got a little bit of pace in there he wants to show off. Maybe he can get a few more purple sectors, see how he does with a little bit more cleaner air.
Yeah, he used a lot of his battery to get by Veyron. Now he'll look to hopefully open up a gap so that way Veyron doesn't respond. Because Veyron does have the battery. In fact, looking at the battery up front, Veyron's got the highest so far around him, so...
Yeah, if he can close up that gap to the front, he'll be okay with the amount of battery he's got, but there's a bit of a gap forming. And Katra is off. I don't know if that was contact, but right into the typical curbs of doom.
Yeah, we saw Boss Cookie have an issue there in qualifying, and I believe, is that no front wing for her? Oh, she's still got a front wing.
No, she's still got her wing. I don't know if there was any other damage, but it's not going to feel great, I'm sure.
Meanwhile, back up
Boss
front.
Cookie's trying to get back in his seat and do well. He's chasing down the guys, so hopefully he can get a move done here.
Let's see what Veyron does. He's in the DRS of Ardell. Does he look to get back by Ardell down this long DRS straight?
He might be able to slingshot himself closer to Zach. We'll have to see.
He's not on the button. Oh, nice move by Boss Cookie. Gets himself up to P8.
Meanfern's slowing up. I don't know if he's gotten wing damage, but he's going very slow.
Indeed he is.
So, yeah, maybe that's why Boss Cookie was able to sort through him so fast, but that is an odd one.
Yeah, Mozzie's all over me. For now, I would assume you're right that he does have some sort of light damage with how much his pace has dropped off.
Yeah, going wide through the corners. Definitely have to say so.
Drix gets a 3-second. Him and Slayer are the first two to get a 3-second.
Battle for points is already shaping out. OJ trying to look for a move.
Veyron trying to get by Ardell. The last chicane there. Oh no, Ardell pits.
Ardell into the pits early.
Looking to possibly get the undercut. This will give
Meanfern into the pits as well.
So maybe that is because Meanfern does have indeed damage. As Sector 3, oh that's Drix. Drix is retired. And that brings out a safety
retired.
car.
And that is a safety car. Safety car is going to follow Ardell out. Ardell is on the hards. Meanfern on the hards, so they can stay out the entire time. But will they be able to catch the crowd as they're into the pits? That's the other question.
They should be able to. The guys on softs, I mean, they're going to have to pit. And judging with Ardell and Meanfern, I think they pitted for hards. That was before the safety car, I believe, was called out. So I understand Meanfern pitting for hards because you just log on laps at this tire compound. I hope you get a safety car, which you just indeed. Slayer puts on hards. What does Heikacha do?
For guys like Drunken Shamrock and the medium runners, this is not going to pan out because everybody else can go to mediums or hards, but they still have to do their tire requirements. So they can go to hards to the end, but other drivers might be on mediums, which will give them that advantage. So
I think the only way you can make this work, you know, if you're, let's say, well, Cam's already pitted because he started on soft, so Cam can have free range to do what he chooses to do with his 3-lap mediums. Don't know if he has another fresh set of mediums at the ready, but you know, he could effectively do that.
I don't know if he can drag him out that far and still have pace to the other drivers, but Walking Chaos into the pits, Miniko into the pits. We'll have to see. Zach into the pits. Veyron, Pinfan, Rocket Shamrock will continue. OJ into the pits. A lot of drivers drifting their way in.
So what
as well?
So Chaos goes to mediums. So all the soft guys do go to mediums. What does the hard guys do?
Ardell back to the pits.
I think he's going to put on a fresh set of mediums. That would make sense. Toneless Death is on softs. Yep, and Ardell indeed goes on mediums. So we had two stay out, Shamrock and Mozzie. So they're on 6-lap mediums to everyone else behind them. They're on a fresh set, basically from P3 all the way down to P15.
Well, they should have a lot of tire dags still available. Like, they should only be at, like, what, 20, 30% maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I'd surmise that they think, okay, I'll go another 10 laps or so before jumping on the softs, and I'll just continue this as my stint.
I mean, you don't know what the future's gonna, you know, happen, but you know, where Mozzie was, yeah, you're up, I want to say 8 positions, give or take, but I don't know. I might have gambled and said, hey, we're gonna throw hards on real quick, and then we're gonna throw mediums on real quick, just to meet that tire compound requirement.
Yeah, I would have tried to do that, but again, he would have had to give up everything, so they're the only two that decided to take that gamble of going through, right? So I'm not sure. Will Voj go to the pits? I'm sure we have another lap of safety car.
Well, we'll see. We're waiting on Mean Fern, Catra, and Slayer. I don't think the safety car would be in this lap, seeing where the safety car is now.
So Voj and Toneless and Slayer all to pit then? Everybody going to mediums to the end, from what it looks like?
Interesting call of Toneless going to softs. If this was a wet race, I would be going, interesting. But let's see, who was it that just died in the pits? Mozzie does pit. Toneless pits as well.
But if I was Mozzie, I would have pitted last lap, so I could have pitted again. Yeah. So now he's going to be on the hards for the race. Oh, he's going softs. He's going to stretch softs to the end on safety car. So maybe that's why he waited. It's an interesting call. He might be able to stretch it out 10 laps after a safety car restart from lap 9. Low fuel-ish. It'll be a bit, but he could hold on to the tires.
Those tires are going to be very, very worn shape by the end of this.
I mean, 11, 12 lap softs are doable. They're just not very nicely doable.
No. Well, but then again, though, this is a fresh set. This is not, you know, one that he qualified on. You know, kind of same with Drunken Shamrock. He didn't make an attempt in qualifying, so every compound that he has is fresh. So, be interesting.
Yeah, he's got the fresh sets. He'll still need to go to softs to the end. Maybe he's hoping for another safety car. Maybe he's hoping that with the traffic, it'll slow up some of the other drivers and it'll work for his favor. Not
Well,
quite sure.
I think if we got a safety car, let's say 4 laps from now, everyone pits for softs.
Yeah.
That's I think maybe what he's hoping for. But if you don't get that, I mean, barring
Hey.
some other issues, he's gonna basically fall through the field because he has to pit no matter what.
If he calls it right and there's a second safety car in 3-4 laps and they all go to softs and he's at the front of the grid, he's gone from 16 to first.
Yeah.
So that would be a great race no matter what happens from that point on. Regardless if he gets past, like, he's doing okay. He's at least up into the podium positions. So
Yep, he's got Chaos and Manico and Zach on his heels.
yeah, everyone's kind of throttling about, just waiting for safety car to come in. Drunken Shamrock taking his time out there. And he's gone. He's gone very well so far. Hawk and Chaos is going to close it in, I think, before the end.
It's a good jump.
It was a good jump. He got a few of them off the line. None of them can overtake, though, before the line, though. Some of them were looking for it.
There's Chaos looking
Hawk
on
and
the
Chaos looking for it. And slight push wide, but that's going to see Minico into P2 as well. So
Yeah, Manico's gonna have a big toe. Oh, and Chaos makes a limited mistake at the exit of El Rouge. Or does he go for the move here? No DRS. Both on the button, looks like. Chaos able to hold off.
Chaos doing well. Shamrock struggling a little bit more on those older mediums, but so far so good. He's got Zach right behind him for company. Finfan's right there. Veyron's right there. So
Yeah, Zach is going to want to look to clear Shamrock as soon as he can, because you can see that gap between Shamrock and Manico. It's growing.
yeah, but Shamrock's got a full battery, so he can just dump whenever he wants. So as long as Zach is dumping too, it's not really going to help Zach. You know, it's
True.
that's a tough one.
I also have to consider the,
Shamrock just needs to slow them up for his stint. Like, that's all he needs to do.
well, unfortunately, once the DRS gets activated, he might be a sitting duck. We will see. As Manico's nearly 2 seconds up the road. What a late dive by Zach.
Late dive by Zach. His teammate makes a good dive on Veyron, so they're both making a move into the bus stop chicane. Both Alpha Tauris gain a position, and all of them are going to slot into that line. Zach now into P3.
Oof, I thought Pimpin was going to go side by side with Shamrock going El Rouge.
That's an interesting one. Shamrock trying to hold on. Finfan, I think, has him here, though.
Yeah, he did not get a good exit up the hill through El Rouge.
Boss Cookie looking for a dive following Finfan's line. Has to kind of back out of it with Shamrock taking up the line again.
He thought about it.
He's going to go for the late dive onto the grass, take some of the curb. It doesn't look like contact, but definitely looking for a move.
Yeah, he's indeed looking. Indeed, this is going to be tight. Don't touch. He doesn't. Good. Don't touch the curb there, Boss Cookie, or that one too. We can ask Antonio Giovinazzi about that. Oh,
He's going to have to take a dive there. Shamrock lets him through. Shamrock didn't want anything to do with it. So,
yeah. With kind of the drop-off Shamrock has, Boss Cookie wanted to get by him as soon as he could, just so that way he can stay within the fight. He'll try to go run down Finfan, as we've not had DRS be activated yet.
Veyron's going to slip his way through Shamrock. Shamrock on that older set of tires, not so far panning out, but can go on to the softs to the end. Maybe we'll have the pace, so wouldn't count him out quite yet.
The problem he's going to face is if we don't get a safety car, I mean, he's going to be the gap that he'll have to make up. That's going to be a hard order, tall order for him to get back into points. Meanwhile, Chaos.
A tall order. Not as tall as Ardell, I think, around Shamrock, but Shamrock does have DRS now. And Ardell is out of battery. So.
Speaking of battery, there are 2 leaders there, about the same. And Zach.
You're about 3 seconds up the road, but
FinFan's closed in on Zach for P3.
oh, FinFan has a moment, but saves it.
Shamrock is off. And I don't know if he's got damage or not, but
that's not going to help his run after having such a good start and doing all the work on the mediums. It's a little bit come undone. I think he was only going to go another lap or 2 before pitting, unfortunately, and yeah.
yeah, I don't know if he got tagged or if he just lost it on his own. See anyone that has damage, kind of maybe see some clues. Nope. Meanwhile, up front, Nico's all over Chaos. Thought about it going into
They're
turn
both
1.
playing some games. Walken was going to give Minico the position to
Yep.
get DRS to get through. So the DRS games are starting. Walken now trying to run away from Minico. But
Nico's got a little bit more battery left. He will use it. Goes on the inside. Cam for 3 second. And Nico to the point.
and he's through for now. Zach's still trying to close that in. And with that move, Zach did close in an extra 3/4 tenths, so his teammate not too far behind, closing in on FinFan. Veyron still in 6th, not doing bad for himself.
Yeah, Boss Cookie's close to getting the FinFan's DRS. Now he's kind of in it. That 1 second gap. The problem is FinFan's going to be in Zach's DRS, so not really much to gain there. And they're, you know, while Minico, he's grabbed the lead, but he's not been able to shake Chaos. So we'll see if games will still be played. I know she
Chaos slows up. He doesn't want to get ahead of Minico. He wants that DRS, so.
Oh, indeed. Yep. Well, through turns 1 and 2, so Nico has a little bit more battery than Chaos, but I think with the DRS straight being so long, I don't know if he'll be able to hold off Chaos if Chaos goes for the move. Find out here in a second. Yeah.
Minico defends low. Walken Chaos has to go high for the line. Minico slides in behind. 2 just trading positions back and forth.
Well, at that point, there's nothing that Nico can really do to fight. If he had more battery, maybe, but you know, this, if I'm not mistaken, it is the longest DRS straight in Formula 1. Oh, that's not going to help his cause.
And that's going to do it. Just enough pressure from Minico to force Walken Chaos into that overextension, I guess, to get that 3-second penalty going. So,
well, we saw at Silverstone kind of the same situation, although a different driver. Nico running in P2 for the most of the race, with the leader having a 3-second penalty. So we'll see what Miniko does, if he just sits here for a while, or if he will want to be the net overall leader.
So far, doing well, though. Boss Cookie making a good recovery after disconnecting. He's right on the back of FinFan, so... Zach doing well. He's closing in a little bit to the leaders. Miniko looking at the back of Walken, though. Walken's going to give him the position. He wants DRS again.
Yeah, Miniko he'll be once again most likely a sitting duck. But knowing that he has a 3-second, he probably won't fight it as much.
No real reason to fight it. It is slowing them up to the rest of the pack, though.
Yeah, Zach's closed in. He's only 2 seconds back. He was 2.4 to Miniko. So, at the moment, Zach would be promoted to P2, and it would be close with FinFan. Yep, FinFan right on that 3-second fringe mark to be putting in P3 as Boss Cookie gets himself a 3-second penalty for corner extensions and running wide.
Yeah, that's going to cost him. Right now, that'll push him behind Veyron. Veyron not going too quick. I guess he can't quite keep up with not being in the DRS, but Cam now hounding the back of him. So... Oh, Cam hitting the curb a little bit and getting a little squirrely, but saves the car nicely. Still trying to chase down Veyron ahead, so see how he gets along.
And Zach is coming.
Zach is coming, yes. He's slowly gaining on them. Catch has gotten her way back through Ardell.
Zach was, he's closed in by 8/10. It was 2 seconds. Now it's now it's effectively a second. He might get in.
He doesn't have any battery left, though. That's the only thing. So, Drunken Shamrock's going to take a 3-second penalty. Not going to help his run. Oh, Walking Chaos, is he disconnected? I see an X.
Let's try to get him back in here.
I'm not sure. He might be a DC'd. That's going to see Miniko through. Zach's going to want to pounce on that as well. He's going to close in a lot to that ghosted car.
Shamrock with the fastest lap of the race. Unfortunately, he's running P15, so he would not get that extra point. You have to be in the top 10 and run the fastest lap in order to get that extra point. Chaos
Let's pull it
back
away
in.
from somebody else, though.
And with Chaos, unfortunately, and still not back in the lobby. He's back in the lobby, but he's not back in his car yet. That puts, ooh. Who's that off there? Is that Ardell? That is Ardell. Yes, spun. And we will fall back to 14th. That's unfortunate. Slayer with another penalty. I believe that makes 6 for him. Yes, it does. So Boss has a 3-second, Chaos has a 3-second in P5, Cam 3 seconds in P6, Slayer, like I mentioned, P9 has 6, and then Ardell and Drunken to P14, P15 has 3 seconds. Okay, now Ardell has 6 seconds.
Takes another one. So that's not going to help him at all. Walking Chaos is off after regaining his car, or maybe his fun in turn 1. And he is out.
It has gone.
He's in 13th now.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can recover, but that's going to be that for his race so far.
It's
Zach
gone
and Boss
from
Cookie trading positions.
bad to worse, unfortunately for Chaos. As,
Oh, and somebody else is off. Is that Ardell? Ardell has looped it as well. So,
I don't know if that was maybe Chaos and Ardell, maybe just wrong place at the wrong time with Chaos getting it back together. I did not really see it, but I saw where both of them, yeah, like you mentioned.
All I saw was a red Ferrari sliding across the screen. That's all I saw. So,
Yeah.
that was an interesting one. Carrying on, we have a good race up front. AlphaTauri doing very well today, though. Zach could be on for P2 with his teammate's penalty. I think Boss Cookie's just trying to get ahead of FinFan if he can.
Yeah, both AlphaTauris are about the same about the battery department. Well, so does FinFan and Cam, and so yeah, they both fight.
Aaron still's got a bit of juice, so there is that. Walking Chaos, I think, off again. Ardell
he's missing an end plate. He has damage.
Yeah, he's got some good damage. So that's probably their race done and dusted, unfortunately.
Well, so let's take a look here to get to the leader. So Boss Cookie right now.
He's going to try and get ahead of Minico and try to run away.
That's what he wants to do.
In theory.
Yes.
He's got enough laps to do it, but running 3 seconds ahead of Minico in 3-4 laps is not an easy task.
I don't think that. I mean, that's not. Is Ardell's retiring the pit lane? Him and Chaos. I think maybe more or less Boss Cookie wants to get ahead of Minico, and I don't think he can open up a 3-second gap. He could, but he can get ahead of Minico and open up a gap big enough for him to get on the podium. That would probably be the plan that he wants to do.
Yeah, he would have to pull a little bit to FinFan, but FinFan's falling off with that low battery. Maybe just trying to conserve. Is happy with the position. Sees that Cam's got a penalty behind. I don't know. He's kind of falling off from the top group.
Yeah. Boss Cookie has closed that gap to Minico. He will be in DRS range. It's just going to be how aggressive is Minico going to be in defending the position versus how aggressive will Boss Cookie be with going for it. He's tucked up under there. He's right there. Nico's got 60% to Boss Cookie's 25. And let's see, Nico.
Should be an easy pass.
Yep, so Boss Cookie to the lead.
But to run away...
Well, he's 3.94 seconds clear of FinFan. He's in P4. So right now, Boss Cookie will finish P3 in the race. I don't think he's going to be able to open up a 3-second gap to Minico, but I think that's what he wants to do, is open up a 3-second gap to whoever's in P4 to remain on the podium.
So far, he's doing a good job of it. It'll be an AlphaTauri 2-3 if it stays this way, unless Zach can get it done on track against Minico. It's down to the two of them, essentially, as long as they can keep it within 3 seconds of Boss Cookie while making that overtake.
Well, I mean...
And,
if I get back to the points, if I remember to get the right team that was... hold, please. Well, right now, AlphaTauri, they came in this race 26 points out of Mercedes. Well, we've had one Mercedes retire, and we have the other one at P5. So right now, AlphaTauri they stand to gain some points here. A really good amount of points over Mercedes in the constructors.
A good chunk. Yeah. This would be enough to kind of close in the gap, make it really tight into the next round. And with coming round 8, we'll only have 4 more to go. That could be a big deal.
Nico through on Boss Cookie.
Yeah, a little bit of battery and a little bit of DRS, and away he goes.
Yeah, these three have
Boss Cookie does have his 3-second gap, so I think he's kind of content with letting Miniko through. So it's a bit of a shuffle game right now, based off penalties and track position. So
Now, here's my question. If Zach has the pace, does Boss Cookie let him through? If he has enough of a gap, well, actually, yeah, if he has enough of a gap to Cam, who's currently P4.
well, that's the thing. Cam's got a penalty as well. Boss Cookie doesn't want to give up too much time so that Veyron doesn't close in on him, but he's got a little bit more gap to Veyron than he did FinFan. Now FinFan's kind of fallen out.
Well, right now, he's 7/10 to the good over Cam to stay P3. The reason why I bring it up is, at the moment, he's going to lose that position to Zach because of the 3-second penalty. So
Zach's lost a lot of time on the bus stop chicane exit.
He did.
Both times he's had a squabble, and it's cost him a lot going into the turn 1, which doesn't help him for these overtakes. So maybe it's the dirty air. That could be it. I know it's not that fun.
yeah, Mozzie, he's still pushing on those now 11 lap softs. Has to go 3 more.
Has to go 3 more, but is fighting for the points. Gets ahead of Meanfern, just ahead of the uphill, and into 9th. Bit of a scramble for the bottom points right now. Toneless wants to get in there.
Is he gonna try? Yeah, he's gonna get both of them, I think.
He's going to get both of them in one
Oh,
corner.
no,
He tries, he
spins.
goes off, and he spins. He's going to hit the wall that might be light damage, so
He caught too
Yeah.
much of the curve, I think, there, and that just looped him around.
Meanfern and Vojay side by side, some muscling going on. Vojay's going to just get ahead on those hard tires. Into the points now, so yeah.
Meanwhile, back up front, Cam has closed that gap as Boss Cookie's gotten by Maniko.
I don't think Boss Cookie can pull the gap, but it'd be interesting to see him try.
I don't think he can in 2 laps. That would be...
No. Be a lot. Nico would need to make a mistake, and a bit of a substantial one at that.
You know, Maniko knows at the moment, he knows that his main rival really is Zach behind him, with Boss Cookie having a 3-second penalty. And, you know, the gap that, that Boss Cookie needs to have currently to remain on the podium is 1.7 seconds from Veyron and P5, because Cam and P4 does have a penalty.
That is true. Aaron will be promoted. I know he wants to close it into Boss Cook. He probably won't, but still a good position for him. I don't think Veyron's done worse than P4 this season.
Yes. In the first 5 races, he has gotten the podium in all but 2, and those other 2 were P4 finishes,
So again, if the worst you can say is you've done P4 and up all season, it's been a pretty good season.
Yep. Which is one of the reasons why he has a little over a 3-second gap as that Cam is off.
Cam is off, and FinFan's going to get through. Is Katra going to be able to get through? Katra should be able to close it right on Cam. So that's going to see her with another point.
She's up to P6. She's not that far off of FinFan, who has a 3-second penalty. And the gap, she's barely under that 3-second mark to get P5.
She could get P5 though. Final lap, Boss Cookie starts it. Miniko chasing behind, followed by Zap. The top 3 have been neck and neck for most of the race. It's been a 1-2 fight, and then it turned into a 3-way fight. So
Yep. Nico almost fell out of the DRS range of Boss Cookie, but he's still there.
He's still there. They're still pushing. Zach's got DRS. Will it be enough to get around Minico? Not quite. He's getting close. He looks for it.
He certainly thought he thought about it.
I know that feeling. He's probably saying this is my one chance if I don't go now, but it was pretty far back to make that move, so yeah. Nico's got less battery than Zach, but Zach doesn't have a whole lot of room left to dump it, so
I tell you.
Burn through Mozzie. Mozzie trying to hold out on the tires, but
Cam gets by Katra for P6, but that will go back to Katra. As Cam gets another penalty, so that would be 6 seconds now.
Doesn't do him any damage really at this point, so.
Well, Zach's closed on Minico. Is he going to try to get
If Zach can get it into the bus stop chicane, this is where he needs to get it done.
It's deep.
He's side by side. He's going to muscle for it. His teammate's there on the outside. His teammate's slowing it. It's a team effort, and Zach's going to come across the line for the win. Minico in second. Boss Cookie's going to take third on penalties, and Veyron will slot in for fourth. What a finish. How close was that to finish out? Oh, my Lord. Katra's going to be able to take P6. Doesn't quite get Fin Fan at the line. Cam is still going. No, he's done. He's finished. Never mind.
What was the gap between Boss Cookie and Zach?
I don't know.
I just
it doesn't tell me.
It just shows a red a red arrow.
Yeah. That's all I get to. But what a race!
Wow.
From P6 to 1.
Gets his first win of the season. He gets redemption from Imola after finishing P2 after a battle
redemption
with
from Baku after a disconnect.
Yeah, that's true as well.
And driver of the day will go to Zach, starting from P6 to finish on the top spot today for P1. So now AlphaTauri 1-3. Minico takes second in the Williams. Great race overall.
Well, once we get the leaderboard up, we'll send the invites to both the AlphaTauri drivers of Zach and Boss Cookie, and then we'll get the Williams of Minico. What's up?
Just trying to get everybody in here, but wow, what a race. What an interesting run.
So let me get... Wow. Just looking at the gap between... So, the top three on the track were separated by 0.085 of a second. Jesus Christ.
0.43 if you get rid of Cookie's penalty. 4.43.
All right, well, Boss Cookie certainly wasn't straightforward. You lagged out a couple of times, which hampered your kind of first half of the race, and the safety guard came out. And then you just kind of methodically moved your way through the field. You unfortunately got a 3-second penalty, but you're still able to get P3 on the podium. Talk about it.
Yeah, I lagged out. It cost me a lot of time. And then from then on, I couldn't see anything on my screen, so I couldn't see warnings or anything. I didn't think I was going off track, but I couldn't see if I was, so that's unfortunate. Because I didn't think I went off track, but then all of a sudden I see the 3 seconds. So I think I could have won that race if I didn't disconnect and get all the phantom warning stuff, because I had really, really strong race pace. Like, I was doing low 45s, mid 45s consistently. My race pace was, on the mediums at least, was stellar. Um, like similar to realistic. I like I'm terrible here, but once I get in a rhythm, I'm really good. And then sooner or later, I caught up to the front group. I think Miniko kind of let me by because there's no chance, no reason to fight. I was more important. I was more focused on like Veyron and everything, getting the gap, and then Zach gave me the idea to back up Miniko, and he could get a chance because he had more ERS, and I went for it. I didn't shove him off. I didn't, like run him off the road. And it worked out in the chicane.
So you did
Yeah,
the
it was.
Checo defense move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure with Zach winning the race, you getting P3. What's your thoughts with the Constructors Championship? Veyron finishes P4, but the other Mercedes doesn't finish in the points. Y'all gained some good amount of points on Mercedes tonight.
Yeah. I got kind of frustrated because I thought it was going to be another Imola where I feel like I had race-winning pace and got disconnected. But no, it's really good. I think we're on a good trajectory for constructors. And drivers, I think I'm closing back up on Veyron, so it's looking good. That was a fun one. I always seem to have to battle my way through on tier 2, but it was really fun this time.
Yeah, well, congratulations. If it wasn't for the penalty, you probably could. Well, you could have won the race, so that was unfortunate. But congratulations on getting P3, and also with the AlphaTauri double podium to move up and close the gap to Mercedes in the Constructors Championship. We'll move to Miniko. Miniko, discuss the last closing laps from your point of view.
To be honest, I'm not really going to talk about it considering what happened. I'm pretty sure what happened, as you guys saw, is explanation enough. But yeah, all I need to say is I'm happy with the P2.
Well, this is your second podium in a row. Last week you won at Silverstone. Do you think there's enough time for you to make a charge up front in the points?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We really just have to rely on Veyron making a mistake, which he's not really known to do that. So it's just a matter of me maximizing points, which I tried to do. But well, you guys know what happened. But yeah, I just got to keep up with the podiums.
All right. Well, we'll move to Rath as he'll interview Zach, our race winner.
Zach, coming from about 3 seconds back, somehow catching the leaders, having your teammate go through and then kind of work with them, you were able to sneak out a win. How was that for you?
I can't. If I could scream, I would right now. But man, I think you saw it. But I kind of feel bad for Nico at the end because I was the one to tell Cookie to hold him up that I can dive it. I told him like, do it that way I can dive it. Don't let it be dirty or anything. At least I can dive it and get a fair chance at the win. But just a 3-way photo finish for the win, that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, like you said, I had a very clean, consistent race. I let Cookie through, and that way I could catch up to Minico, and I believe it was Walking Chaos. It was one of the Mercs, but yeah, just always finding a way. Being consistent is key in this tier. And you seeing it in championship, and you saw it tonight with the top podium finishers.
Yeah, it was an interesting one to see consistency. Walking Chaos definitely had it. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he had the pace.
He
Nico was
DC'd.
consistent and had the pace, but
He DC'd, but then he clipped the wall on the exit of the last corner before the Blanchimont straight. That little wall that pokes out on the left, he just ran wide and clipped
yeah.
it.
That was probably when it was just. That was when he had his lagging issue as well, when he got kicked out of the party.
Yeah, so. Anyhow, that was a great race. I'm going to end the stream here. You all have an excellent night, and we shall see you shortly for BRL Tier 1. Should be in about 40 minutes from now, and we shall catch you all there.